the FIBA Basketball World Cup Asian Qualifiers. It's game day 3, Group A, and it's a battle between the New Zealand Tall Blacks and the Philippines. Philippines, or Gilas as their national team is known, will be hosting the FIBA Basketball World Cup. They know they will be there next year when that incredible tournament is underway, but nevertheless taking part in the qualifiers. You see New Zealand getting a big win over India, also the Philippines off to a 1-0 start. Korea was in that group, and they have been eliminated after a couple of forfeits, so disappointing news for Korean basketball fans, but nevertheless, the 32-team World Cup is going to be something special, just like the last one was in China 2019. Both of these teams were there, and Philippines, I felt like they really took a step forward when they played at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament in Belgrade, and that was under Tab Baldwin, their former coach, and now Chat Reyes back at the helm, and there he is. And having had the experience, of course, of coaching the Philippines at the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup that was held in Spain, where they really did raise eyebrows.
Number 10, Richie Rogers.
So you see Ty Wynyard and New Zealand coming out.
Number 12, Ben Gold. Number
lots of possibilities for the Tall Blacks. Of course, there will be more senior players taking up spots, but all of these players will be vying for spots, including the veteran Rob Lowe.
Ethan Rusbach.
So led by the legendary
Number 22
Pero
is
Cameron.
Hiram Harris. Head coach for New Zealand is Pero Cameron.
There he is. No longer wearing the singlet, but the suit. And
everyone please stand for the
Pero Cameron, a lot of people would say, is New Zealand basketball for what he achieved. He's in the FIBA Hall of Fame, and we'll talk more about that later. For now, the national anthems. You can see the Naismith Trophy here in Quezon City. That'll be presented to the winners of the FIBA Basketball World Cup. So love hearing the national anthems, and now we're going to witness, I believe, the internationally renowned haka. you never get tired of seeing the haka, a Maori ceremonial war dance involving the chanting, obviously, and it's performed by New Zealand sports teams. You see Takakiki Kato, Christopher Anthony Reed, and Daigo Oroshima, the referees for today's game.
Norman Isaac from India.
The Maori are the indigenous Polynesian people of mainland New Zealand, and originated with settlers from East Polynesia who arrived in New Zealand in several waves of canoe voyages between roughly 1320 and 1350. And now you can say that you have had a history lesson. Not sure you wanted it, but you got it. 30 Ravena, Robert Bolick, Kelly Williams, Dwight Ramos, and Ange Kouame in the starting five. Boy, Kouame was terrific at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament in Belgrade. And there you have the reserves: Gomez de Liano, Aram, Tungcab Montabo, Roger Pagoy, Troy Rosario, all playing for Coach Chot Rays. He fully understands what this is all about, this process. And really, it's an opportunity, just as it is for Japan, who also one of the hosts, along with Indonesia, but only Japan and Philippines are assured of spots at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. So that gives them a chance to get ready for the tournament, to look at some different combinations of players. For New Zealand, Taylor Britt, Dion Brewster, Rob Lowe, Tom Vodanovic, who was leading the haka out there in the front row, and Ethan Rusbach, along with Rob Lowe, one of the more experienced players in the team. Samuel, Ty Wynyard, Roger, Cook, Green, Gold, Farrenson, and Harris, all coming off the bench for that man who I guess is as likable as any individual you'll ever meet in life, except when he's on the basketball court. He was a fierce competitor. 2002 FIBA Basketball World Cup in Indianapolis, was a leader or the leader of that Tall Blacks team that stunned international basketball by making it to the semifinals, and actually led eventual champions Yugoslavia in the semifinals before falling, and then they ended up falling to Dirk Nowitzki in Germany in the battle for third place. But Perry Cameron in the FIBA Hall of Fame, and now having served as an assistant coach, is well into his stint as the head coach. And it was New Zealand that was supposed to be at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament after their really, I thought, impressive high-scoring FIBA Basketball World Cup in China in 2019, but COVID occurred and wreaked a lot of havoc around the world. We all know what it was about, and New Zealand took the very difficult decision to withdraw from the Olympic qualifying tournament because of quarantines, because of cost and everything else, and Philippines then took their spot. Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, folks. It is the early evening hours here in Manila, in Quezon City. FIBA Basketball World Cup Asian qualifier between New Zealand and Philippines. World Cup, the final rounds will be staged here in Manila, and almost a turnover. In fact, there was a turnover, but then the Philippines turned it back over, and now they have the basketball. And now the ball turned over, and getting out on the break is Brewster, and just lays it up and in. Kouame gets his first attempt, taking the receiving the ball from 30 Ravena. And good defense, causing a little bit of chaos, but Tall Blacks handle it well. And Taylor Britt with a high arcing left-handed shot in the lane puts New Zealand back in front. Three-point shot is good from Robert Bullock. Philippines take the lead. And now a foul. Brewster hit as he gets inside by Kelly Williams. So Dion Brewster, the 32-year-old, shooting guard at the line and makes the first attempt. Actually born in Santa Ana, California. And makes the second. He grew up in American Samoa and moved to Wellington, New Zealand when he was 7. Dion Brewster. Here's Ramos. Bullock, shot clock about to expire, and tries to go high off the backboard. He actually goes over the backboard. Rob Lowe pulls up and misses off the front of the ring. Game has a nice flow to it. 30 Ravena again penetrates, this time puts it up and misses. Kawami goes after the basketball, not able to save it. Kawami's a big man, 2.11 meters in height, and he is only 24 years of age. Probably a staple of Gilas for many years to come. Here's Taylor Britt missing again, and Kawami rebounds it. When Kai Soto's with the team, he and Kai Soto form quite a pair up front. At least when they're in the lineup together. Now New Zealand have it. And the reach and the foul from behind by Kelly Williams. Of course, what I didn't say about that 2002 team that Pedro Cameron played for, where he's shown at the FIBA Basketball World Cup, you see Vodanovic getting fouled and earning a trip to the line, was that Tab Baldwin was the coach. And Tab Baldwin obviously really became famous, I would suggest, after that, and then ended up moving around some different national teams, including the Philippines. And he coached the Philippines just this past summer in Belgrade. And Rob Lowe, excuse me, Vodanovic gets the first to drop. And the second as well. So Vodanovic is going to take a seat, and Harris is going to check into the game. Rob Lowe reaches in and commits the foul. A good matchup, good test today for both Kawami and Lowe. I think Lowe is a challenge because he can step outside, and Kawami obviously really good in and around the paint, and he steps out of bounds. 30 Ravena. Lowe puts it on the deck, gets inside, and the follow, and basketball, well, jump ball situation. Good job by Dwight Ramos tying up Harris. And the possession error favors Gilas, wearing the white. Here comes Ramos. And the ball batted out. 30 Ravena has it. Spins, puts it up, gets it to go. They got some talented, skillful players out there, don't they? Philippines. Here's Rob Lowe, and that's what we're talking about. He can sit outside and drill those three-pointers, pulling Kwame away from the basket. And Kwame didn't get out on him. Bullock, unsuccessful, quick outlet, but goes too far ahead of Ethan Rusbach. Now the drive and the foul. So Ramos will go to the free throw line. You wonder how, as we look at the replay here of the three-pointer, and Kwame a little bit frustrated by the communication there, I think. You wonder how Philippines, how Gilas would have done last year in Belgrade if Ramos had been healthy, because he did travel with the team, but he wasn't able to play because of injuries. And you know, don't forget they played very well, pushed Serbia, the hosts, really hard in that game, almost beat them right at the end. Harris drifts in, ball hit out of bounds. Hiram Harris plays for Adelaide 36ers. He's with them. So Kwame goes out of the game, and we get our first look at Aram. So JP Aram checks into the game. Good pressure, but Brewster catches it. Three-point shot, good. So drilling it was Taine Samuel. So he's just 22 years of age as well. So getting to see some good young talent for both teams out here. So JPM misses his first attempt, and another three-pointer for the Tall Blacks. And Vodanovic catching the pass from Brewster. Ravena thought about launching, now he does, and boy, he has got some skills, doesn't he? Easy to see why they are so high on him. Now the backdoor cut, and the ball goes out of bounds. Ferguson not able to control it. That was the three-pointer. You got to get out and guard those Tall Blacks. They've got so many guys that can shoot it from three-point range. That's one reason why they're so difficult to play against. And offensive foul called on JP Aram. He's a competitor. Shot raise. So 30 Ravena goes out. His shot raise is going to express his grievances. Roger Pagoy, meanwhile, checks into the game for 30 Ravena. Another three, and this time off target. Ramos goes between the legs into the corner. Passes it back out. JP Aram back to Ramos. Misses everything. Taylor Britt on the break. And as he gets inside, Ethan Rosbach loses control of the basketball. So he was only out for a few seconds, and 30 Ravena comes back in. That is what you call a quick in and out, or out and in. And he goes in and scores, and you see why he's back in the game. Exquisite shot and touch. Rosbach to Lowe. In and out. And Rosbach goes down, hoping to get a foul called, and here comes Gilas. Uh-oh, a little bit of shaking and baking now from Kid Montalvo. And a hold called on Taylor Britt. So he fouls Troy Rosario. Not a hold, but more of a bump. Excuse me, that wasn't the play. That was the basket from 30 Ravena. What are the chances 30 will go for 30 today? I'd say they're pretty good the way he started. Pulling up on the break, and once again showing his accuracy, Vodanovic. 30 Ravena tried to answer. Rosbach now rebounds and runs. Gets rid of it. Remember, New Zealand had the highest scoring team at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in China. They like to run. And Lowe stays with it. And now offensive rebound and unsuccessful Dion Prewster. Now Gilas down 6. 3-point shot. And not there for Kid Montalvo. So somebody's down holding Dion Prewster's midsection. Oh, he just kind of ran into JP Aram. Kind of an odd occurrence, and 30 Ravena tries to help him up, but they call the foul on Aram, which honestly, I'd have to see it again. I didn't really see him do anything, but he must have turned into him. Kawami back in, Anj Kawami. A little bit of a quiet start for him. Now Prewster, he's got his win back. Rob Lowe rebounds, passes back outside, but nope, it's intercepted. Oh, it could be an unsportsmanlike. They might look at it. That was 30 Ravena. Sure looked to me like watch this interception. He gets it, and now. Okay, well, no, he actually, they may have called the foul beforehand, but yeah, I'm with you, Kid Montalvo. Initially, I thought it was unsportsmanlike. Now, he went for the ball, surely, from that angle. But, no, they have called it unsportsmanlike. So 30 Ravena. I guess if he had just gone for the ball initially and then not tried to go from behind it, they might not have called it. And 30 Ravena makes 1 of 2. He's got 8 points. So Rosbach goes out, and it's a 5-point lead for his Tall Blacks. Kwame hands it off. Now drifting in, not getting it to drop, was a Kid Montalvo. Nice shaking and baking, driving in. Oh, and I think Taylor Britt was so crafty that he kind of lost control of the basketball. Kind of changed his mind. Looked like he was going to make kind of a over-the-shoulder pass to somebody, and then they weren't there, and he just kind of lost it. Final minute of the first quarter. Oh, tough finish. Drive for Roger Pagoy. Rob Lowe. And, oh, close. But it might have gone off of Vodanovic. This is Pagoy making that shot under pressure with Ferguson getting a hand in the face. And they dump it down low, and Vodanovic, boy, he is styling out there. Drilling the threes, going to work down low. Pagoy, or excuse me, 30, Ravena! He's got 10 points. There's just enough time to launch one. Britt, will it count? Doesn't matter. We have seen some half-court shots go in during the World Cup qualifiers. In this window around the world, New Zealand lead it at the end of one over the Philippines, 22-19. So 4 of 11 New Zealand from deep, 2 of 6 for Philippines. 2 more makes inside the arc for the Philippines, and the Tall Blacks are perfect at the line. So a good start really for both of these teams at the Smart Araneta Coliseum in Quezon City, Manila. And as you look at these highlights, one thing is for sure, 30 Ravena can ball out. Ravana's 25 years of age. Well, here he goes again. Steps back. You want to see if I can shoot it? I'll show you. But how about this guy? Vodanovic. He's been lights out as well. Stop. Get behind the line. Bam. And then he hops back to play defense.
Do we understand that, Biggs?
Okay, well, QR code, folks. Put your smartphone up against that, and you'll get to scan it for live stats and more. Takes you to the Asian Qualifiers website for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. So again, Indonesia are hosting, but they are not guaranteed a spot. They need to get to the quarterfinals of this year's FIBA Asia Cup. And Japan's also qualified as a host of virtue of its ranking. And they do take up one of the available 7 spots for Asia at the event. So now a foul has been called. Much to the annoyance of the fans, Kid Montalvo. I think you get the gist of the sentiment. And now the defense forcing the turnover again, almost. Over and back they do indeed. How about this little wrinkle from Gilas? A little bit of pressure. How are the Tall Blacks going to cope with this? Fascinating encounter. And now a moving screen called on Kip Montalvo. Chot says, "Are you kidding me?" Certainly a little bit annoyed. Brewster over to Lowe. That's a mistake. Can't leave that man open. And you can see Kawami's like, what am I supposed to do? I got to remember, I got to get back out and get a hand in the face of the sharpshooter. Ravena avoided the turnover, gets it back outside. And Roger Pagoy, foul on Farrenson. Kip Montalvo gets to the baseline, but stepped out of bounds. Not supposed to step on it or over it. And difficult sequence for him. He'll go out. Bullock comes back in. Dwight Ramos also comes back into the game. And 30, Ravena goes out. And also checking in, Kelly Williams. So Troy Rosario exits. Harris. Well, saw the contact coming. Now chance to run for Gilas, but the pass led Pagoy a little too much. Vodanovic. And the double team comes and he tries to throw out of it. He's got a high basketball IQ, this guy. I mean, he knows, he reads the defense well, and also clearly has a little bit of physicality. I think he may have caught Bullock right there around the lower face area. And we got timeout on the court taken by Gilas.
Ano rule kay Brewster? Oh, ba't ka tumawag ng switch?
Handoff lang yun, wala din siyang bata sa handoff.
Ang puta.
Ball screen, effective ball screens and switch.
They haven't scored yet when we've executed our defense. Only their scores are when we make fucking mistakes on defense.
Let's go, man.
If you want to go under, but you already got hit, and then the big called switch, switch!
Balik lang kayo. Kasi pumapapa-out yung big eh.
Yun lang ang mali natin eh.
Shot raised, trying to get his team to play better defense. Driving in, Brewster. Williams rebounds, gets it over to Bullock. Roger Pagoy misses, and Rob Lowe fouled by Kelly Williams. Lowe gets it on the deck, drives in, good footwork. And therein lies the problem. And Kawami's had enough because Lowe has been tormenting him, and now Kawami's telling him to get his hands off, and certainly feisty between those two. You're going to have to watch it. So he was leaning on him, and well, Lowe kind of might have gotten away with a little bit of an elbow there. And then Kawami pushes him off. Oh, gosh. And you know the Philippines, they've already qualified. Shows you how serious they're taking this. And Lowe further frustrates Kawami. Pushes the ball away. Thirty Ravena comes back into the game. Roger Pagoy goes out. Just such an incredible basketball nation, the Philippines. Fans cannot get enough of the basketball, and they're eating this up. Rusbatch turns it over. Good defense by 30 Ravena. 30 to Kawami. Gets it to the cutter. Well, that was the right decision by Kawami. Now Philippines get it back, and Kawami does well because he knows if he goes straight in, he's going to charge. So he goes to the left and gets the shot up and gets a couple of free throws. Certainly no love lost between, well, no, in fact, it wasn't that he avoided, he just beat him to the spot. Rob Lowe came up and committed the foul. This is Rob Lowe hears the boos as he goes out. Second one is good. So he makes one of two, and it's back to a 7-point deficit. Dangerous pass. Bogdanovic has it knocked away. Well, Philippines defense is really, they got some quick hands, forcing some turnovers. Dwight Ramos. And Kawami spins, and Harris kind of barges into him. And I'll tell you what, Kawami is just going to have to really mentally not be taken out by the physicality of the Tall Blacks that they're throwing at him. Because they are definitely putting their body on him. Ravena. Kwame gets the rebound. Spins, and it looked like the New Zealand defender might have leaned into him. Samuel, and there is, wow, look at that. What a play. Harris, how often do you see the ball get wedged on a play like this? Maybe from a jump shot, but never like this. And Ange Kawami was not going to let him be dunked. He was not going to be dunked on. He fouled him. There's no doubt about it. Give Harris credit. He took it to him. Fearless. Hiram Harris makes the first. Well, we have yet to see Ty Wynyard. Looking forward to see him get on the court. Harris only makes one of two, but there is Bogdanovic showing how strong he is. Great putback by Bogdanovic. Might just be the best player in this first half for New Zealand, Bogdanovic. Ravena. Passes it back outside, and well, are they going to call the foul on the shot? That's the question. I guess he took the pump fake. So he's getting ready to shoot. Watch, it's a pump fake. No, the problem was he took the pump fake, but they have given him the 3 free throws. Second one is good for Ramos. So Ramos just makes 1 of 3. Taylor Britt. Here he comes. Samuel. And Vodanovic this time shows his human missing. Rebounds and runs does 30 Ravena. Hasn't scored in the second quarter. So he will get a chance now to get his first 2 points here and to go to 12. Brewster picks up his first. So you can see the physicality is out there. The defense, each team has already used up all 5 fouls. Each team over the limit, still with 5.5 minutes to go. Well, they're struggling with their free throws, but the offensive rebound through Ramos. And a foul called before the shot. Philippines 6 of 10 from 6 of 11 from the free throw line. Now 7 of 12. You can see that Dwight Ramos has a few fans. You know you must be good if there are posters of you that are printed up. He misses the second, however. Missed free throws in the World Cup qualifiers has been disastrous for some teams. Dominican Republic last night at home against Canada, Argentina when they lost to Venezuela, and Philippines starting to show signs of having some real issues as well. Vodanovic able to get the rebound. Harris takes the shot, goes down, and Philippines get it back. And it's Kawami welcomes his teammates back over to the bench as a timeout is taken, with Philippines trailing by 7 points.
We're fucking making stupid errors and we're not boxing out.
That's fine. My bad.
We've got to get those elbows. It's not the big's job, it's everyone's job. All right?
Slow down. Slow down. We are pushing in the back a lot. Just take our time. All right, we don't want to be over here faking everything. All right, give it, take it to the side, and we can just bowl it into our bigs. Don't rush everything. All right? Slow right down. Get it to the ball when we're in the last 8.
Perry Cameron, because he played in this system, he understands. He can see immediately that the Tall Blacks are going too fast, but I think for the Philippines, they can't go fast enough, certainly when 30 Ravena has the basketball. These basketball players in the Philippines are just borderline worshipped by so many fans. I mean, they are real celebrities. And they're showing why with their really good play at times today, but Tall Blacks have been better. Here's Ramos from the elbow. And Harris goes in. Boy, what a tough finish that was by the left-hander. Banking it in. And tough finish inside from Troy Rosario. Now the pass thrown into the hands of Kwame. Philippines can get even closer. Three-point shot. Boy, they needed that to go from Ramos. Having a tough shooting day so far. Brewster. Oh boy, tough finish. Bullock takes the shot. Oh boy, Harris really took a knock on his head when he was going for that block. And you can say the refs are really letting them play out there. So that foul was called on Rosario. Got some substitutions in the game. Tell you about it in a second. Nice move, and Dwight Ramos is fouled from behind by the 18-year-old Ben Gold, who's just checked in. I mean, that's right, folks. I said it. He is 18, and he is a baller. So Ramos cuts the deficit to 6 points. And a push on Kwame. So free throws for Vodanovic since they're over the limit. Australia won earlier today, beating Japan 80-64 in Okinawa. And Vodanovic makes one of two, but the rebound over to the side to Rob Lowe. Brewster gets in, and another foul. Well, Juan Gomez de Liano doing his best, but these Tall Blacks are active on the glass. Brewster rattles the first one in. New Zealand out rebounding Philippines 22-14. And Brewster continues to pour in the points. He's got 8 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. Kwame just has not been able to establish anything inside. And there was the follow. Great block by Gold. Ramos thought he had an easy putback. Boy, the sky is definitely the limit for Gold. When you watch him play, watch this block. No. He has just got some natural skills, doesn't he? Some natural talent, rather. And now Rosario whistled for the foul. So Vodanovic goes back to the line. He had 21 points the other day in the win over India. And he makes the first. Wellington born, 27 years of age. Actually played college basketball in America at James Madison. 2013 to 2017. Oh, and Ramos slips. So 11 points to lead for New Zealand, and they're threatening to open up a big lead, an even bigger lead here at the end of the first half. Oh boy, the pass telegraphed a little bit. Ramos brings it the other way. And that's a great recovery for Dwight Ramos. Having slipped, no doubt wanting to make amends. Rob Lowe drives in, goes right at Ainge Kwame, and Kwame fouls him, puts him on the line. This was the steal and fast break for Ramos. So Rob Lowe misses the first. He's another New Zealander that went to college in America, University, St. Louis, a Billiken, and makes the second. Kelly Williams comes back into the game. So Kwame is going to take a seat. He's got 3 fouls. Gomez de Liano, number 1, has the basketball. Puts it up. And Brewster brings it the other way. Ferguson misses everything. And quickly, Gilas. Well, it was a dangerous pass. Ramos, entry pass. Back outside, and Gomez de Liano misses again. Into the corner, here's Gold. Philippines will try to take it down as deep as possible, you would think. Okay, no, he gets in, drives, good block by Vodanovic. The pass up ahead, and Farrison can't quite get it to drop. Terrific, action-packed first half. New Zealand lead it 40-30 over the Philippines. Three more threes for New Zealand. One more make inside the arc for Philippines, and New Zealand much better at the free throw line. New Zealand with a decided edge on the boards. They have turned it over a couple more times. Philippines need to get pressure and perhaps create some opportunities to score off those turnovers. Vodanovic has 15 to lead all scorers. And Ravenna, 30 Ravenna has 11 to lead Philippines. So as you look at these highlights, it's been some really good stuff here from both teams. 30 Ravenna came out, really established himself early as a threat on this end of the floor. Scoring there with the spin. Brewster getting it to Rob Lowe. We all know that Rob can shoot it. Ravenna also stepping back and hitting a three. And Vodanovic has just been terrorizing this Philippines national team all over the court. Rob Lowe again. So from three-point range, Vodanovic is 2 of 3. Lowe is 2 of 4. They have done the bulk of the damage there. And then this has been an interesting matchup. This was the one that kind of led to an exchange of words. Ramos has shown some signs of why he's so important to this team. And we saw that great finish by Troy Rosario. Brewster has at times been spectacular. He's got 8 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. So he's doing it all. But it's New Zealand on top of Philippines 40-30 at halftime.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands? It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Dot Tucker now looking to isolate posts up now. And they go upstairs. Lovely little lob pass. Oh, and a rejection, a nasty rejection from Kwame. Ravina trying to create some space, can't, goes way downtown. What a shot, my goodness me. We talk about logo threes. Montalvo kills the third quarter with the logo three. Ravina no space, kicks it back, and Montalvo is set, ready to go. Didn't even think about it. No wonder he's excited by that. That is a deep three.
Thirty Ravina has been a handful today. You can see leading his team in scoring, whether it's putting the ball on the deck and getting to the basket or hitting from outside. Most of his damage from a scoring standpoint coming in the first quarter when he had 10 points. He's got 11 at halftime for New Zealand, who lead this game 40-30. The man on a mission has been Tom Vodanovic. He's got 15 points. And he has been stroking it. You can see he's got a good shot from three-point range. He's 2 of 3 from deep. He's 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He's hit his 2 shots as well inside the arc. And he's got 5 rebounds. He's got a real toughness about him. He and Harris. It's probably one thing you would say about this New Zealand team. They have an abundance of toughness. It's not to say the Philippines do not. They are getting after him as well. I think we're going to have a good second half. So in addition to Ravena with the 11 points, you've got Dwight Ramos, who has those 6 rebounds to go with his 9 points. And Ramos also has 3 steals. 30 Ravena as well has 3 assists and 3 steals. And they have done the bulk of the scoring. But this Philippines crowd will know all about New Zealand basketball, remembering they came to play at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament in 2016 and had a very good team then. Of course, France won that tournament in the end and made it to the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. So 30 Ravena. Cameras on him as he comes out. I guess he's vying for a spot on that World Cup roster, and has certainly shown some qualities today that will give the powers that be a lot to think about how he can help them. Philippines were so good at the World Cup in 2014. They only got 1 win, but they could have had 3 or 4. Played in some close games. And in 2019, Philippines just weren't nearly as good or competitive. But they seem to be getting their mojo back. For New Zealand, again, looking at their numbers, being led by Vodanovic. I would imagine it's going to be a tough selection for the Tall Blacks. Who's going to make the trip to the World Cup if they qualify, which I think most people expect them to. So there he is, Vodanovic, and of course the players getting a chance to see what the not just what the World Cup is all about, but to see the World Cup itself. The Naismith Trophy is here. We saw it before the game. And you look back at that New Zealand team that played at the World Cup in China, and you realize those guys are going to still be in the mix as well. So it's, you know, there aren't really many spots open. Rob Lowe was in that team. And Ethan Rusbach was in that team. And then you've got a whole slew of players that will be, I'm guessing Pero Cameron will be penciling their names in if they're healthy. That'll be there. Whether it's Isaac Fotu, whether it's the Webster brothers, Tom Abercrombie. But that's a good problem to have to select your team amongst a lot of great players. It's those countries that don't have that option that struggle. Pero Cameron in New Zealand trying to take it to the next level to get back to where they were, and certainly when he was playing 2 decades ago.
Dwight in the corner, so we
Iba ka sa reverse ko na agad.
Hey, communicate Dwight, ha? So that we can get the ball to him off that.
Okay.
Let's go, guys. Come on, let's go, Dwight. Come on.
Let's go, Dwight.
So Kwame with the 3 fouls is a worry for the Philippines. So while they'd like to have him out there, they will start with a different 5. So welcome back, folks. If you're taking a break at halftime, we're underway here in the 3rd quarter. New Zealand leading Philippines 40-30. And Ravena starts things off with a 3-pointer. So he's got 14 points. Also, JP Aram, Kib Montalvo is out. And now look at the hustle. Almost coming up with a steal. Taylor Britt gets it back to Lowe. And they do indeed force the turnover. This was the first 3. Step back. And 30 Ravena drills it. And this is Lowe, who has it knocked out of his hands by JP Aram. It goes off his leg and out of bounds. Great camera work. And now the turnover by Ramos, not what the doctor ordered for the Philippines, and it leads to a break. And Brewster gets belted as he goes up, comes down hard. Also, the Philippines player holding his leg. So Brewster takes a knock on his right arm, and he's shaken up a little bit. It was Ramos that stopped him, and then Ravena came in just to make sure he wasn't going to get the shot off. So 2 free throws. And the unsportsmanlike, in fact, was called on Dwight Ramos. I didn't actually see the unsportsmanlike, to be honest. They called the unsportsmanlike on Dwight Ramos. I'd have to see it again. There was certainly he certainly got pounded to the hardwood. Russ Batch joins the 3-point shooting party. He does have a great 3-point shot, Russ Batch. But you're almost repetitive when you talk about New Zealand. They can all shoot it. Spinning, not quite able to get it. Ravena, now that triggers a break again for Brewster, who goes hard to the basket and scores. Wow. And now the lead, 14 points. Ramos, tough finish for Dwight Ramos. Shot clock winding down. Rob Lowe. Here's Ravena again, and then he loses control of it. And then the foul, Kib Montalvo guarding Brewster. Look at how he finishes this. He goes up and doesn't go to his left hand. He just finishes with his right hand. And this was a good finish by Ramos. Brewster's pass knocked out of bounds. Well, it needs to happen at this end. The Philippines have been good, but then they've turned it over a couple of times as well. Rosario has low, kind of trapped, and then Williams comes around and commits a foul late in the shot clock. Samuels accepts the pass. Now fakes it, drives in. Oh, what hops he has! And then he hung on the rim and slapped the backboard. Whoa! What a drive from Samuel. Ramos hits it at the elbow. Where New Zealand have so many exciting players. And now a great block by Ramos. They do not reset the shot clock. Down to 7, low, then loses it, gets it back, and denied. Here comes Ravena in the open floor. Quick pass down low to Ramos. And with a hand in the face, doesn't matter. Brewster doesn't put him off the shot. Oh, what a fight this is. Philippines not giving in. Still getting after these tall blacks. Samuel, bounce pass, what a play. Fundamentally sound. Samuel showing himself to be a very good player. And again, the bounce pass to Williams. Back outside, Ravena, and fouled while attempting the 3 by Rospach. So 3 free throws coming for Ravena. That is not an easy shot when the defender has his hand in your face. What a terrific pass that was by Samuel.
3 free throws for Ravena.
Well, it's just hard to imagine what goes on when teams kind of just almost nosedive at the free throw line. But we have seen it often, and we're seeing it today right now with this Philippines team. They're 8 of 16. And now he has missed the second. And it's so deflating overall when you work so hard. You get to the line and you just don't make the free throws. And he misses all 3. And you can't make it up. I mean, the guy is such a good player as well. Three-point shot, and then the other end, Samuel goes and just rubs salt in the wound, and that is a killer blow for the Philippines' chances today. Chance to get to single digits, now down 15. And Ravena misses again. Well, I don't think there's any question about it. This has been Samuel's quarter. Look at this. We've seen a little bit of everything from him. We've seen him drive and dunk with panache. We've seen him deliver a beautiful bounce pass, and now we've seen him stroke it from three-point range. And good block from Ramos. Gold back in the game for New Zealand. And Harris called for a foul. Ravena, what a play! Whoa, goodness me! He faked the pass, he spun, and then he went under. Watch this. Fakes the shot, rather, spins, and is able to score, extending it, knowing that Gold has those long arms, and Gold fouls him. Utterly sensational play. Now he takes his time, trying to get those three misses out of his system that he just had. But now he misses a fourth consecutive free throw. And now Ravena takes it away. Goes behind his back. Zips the pass to the corner on the break. Doesn't take the three. Gets it to Ramos and misses everything. And Vodanovic fouled as the pass comes to him. It's, I mean, for the Philippines' sake, really, it's a shame because I think they've been their own worst enemy today. I mean, you can't come out and shoot 42% from the free throw line and expect to win a game. And they're 8 of 19. That's 11 points that they've left out there. William Navarro has checked into the game for the first time. For Dwight Ramos. And Vodanovic takes the lead to 14. Vodanovic makes just one of two. And great play, Philippines getting up the floor quickly to Pagoy. Still plenty of time. Bullock has the ball, he's checked in. And he gets to the drop. Samuel was never going to win that battle because of the quickness of Bullock. Brewster back in the game and knocked away. Good defense by Gilas. Now Bullock again. Bounce, pass over and an air ball by William Navarro. And now Brewster goes right to the rim and gets to the drop. And that's the story of the Philippines' day. They've got an opportunity. They miss with an air ball, and New Zealand punishes them immediately with a basket at the other end. So it's a 4, sometimes 5-point swing, sometimes 6-point swing. And Kwame is going to check into the game with the 3 fouls. Here he is, the young man, but Ben Gold was not good as gold on that one. Bullock, three-point shot, and again, an air ball for Navarro. So Navarro is going to go out, be replaced by Dwight Ramos. And Kwame back in. So Bullock irritated, thinking he played good defense on that. Watch this. I just kind of leaned into him a little. Yeah, he's just kind of. It's not the. I don't think they call the foul because he got all ball. They didn't call it for that. They called it because he was kind of leaning into him. At least that's what I think. Brewster makes one of two. So he takes a seat here, as well as Gold. So it's Britt, Ferguson, Harris, Lowe, and Vodanovic on the court for New Zealand. Bullock over to Ramos. Just kind of leans in, kept it alive. Great play by Ferguson, not able to chase it down. Bullock for three, and Bullock misses. And Lowe up to Vodanovic. And he gets a three-point play opportunity here as New Zealand go up by 17 points. Great pass, great catch, great pump fake. You heard somebody shout and one. I don't know who it was. And now Vodanovic misses, and it's going to be a four-point trip down the floor, and that's how it's been for Philippines, just piling on the agony, really. Very opportunistic play by the Tall Blacks as they take complete command. So the pump fake, Kwame can't do much because he's got the three fouls.
There is two guys here. The two guys have to box out this guy, so he cannot get into the.
Make sure you get pinch it. And then you box out your man as well. Go to him.
Ako na bahala dyan sa gitna.
You're going here. Go to your man. Go to your man. Box out.
He goes and screens this guy. Okay, and you got to box him.
It doesn't matter if you screen. Just make sure you're getting your man. If these two guys pinch this guy out.
Well, we talked about Tab Baldwin earlier. You can see he's over there helping as a member of the coaching staff. You know, one thought comes to me is kind of like, you know, you think about New Zealand basketball, you don't think about most of these guys. You think about most of those guys that are at the FIBA Basketball World Cup, but I think that's what's so great about these Asian qualifiers is that we see so many of the other players that just, you know, the likes of Brewster, but also the up-and-coming guys like Samuel, like Harris, Vodanovic, Ferguson, Taylor Britt. You know, it's Ben Gold. You know, a lot to be excited about with these New Zealand players. And you can say that about a lot of the teams that are playing in the World Cup qualifiers. I mean, these guys do not look out of place at all. Playing in hostile territory, New Zealand, and up 19 points on Gilas. Three-point shot is good. So Ferguson Ramos misses from deep. Ball passed down low, and New Zealand thought it went off of a Philippines defender, Ramos, I think. This was Farrenson. Played his college basketball in Portland in America. So you do see a lot of players that go from New Zealand that play college basketball in America. Of course, the college game is big in the Philippines. Here's Bullock. And Kwame gets it and puts it back up and in. Here's Lowe, full meter behind the arc. And very slow to get up is 30 Ravena. And that is, I'm just wondering, why is that not an unsportsmanlike foul on Harris? Looked like he clearly pulled Ravena down. Four fouls on Harris. Here's Ramos. Gets it right at the end of the third quarter to give his team a little bit of hope. They could use it because it was not good in the third quarter for Gilas. Ravena gets it to number 24. He knows exactly how much time he's got. He gets it off just in the nick of time, and it goes through. He's got 18 points. But New Zealand lead it 65-48 at the end of three.
He cannot move his feet on the perimeter laterally. So let's move on our open. Let's attack Vodanovic. Whoever that guy is guarding, that's who we attack.
Well, twice as many threes for New Zealand. And the glaring stat is the 8 of 19 at the line for the Philippines. Well, as you look at these highlights, I'll just go over some of the other stats. We got Brewster with 15 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He's been excellent for New Zealand. Vodanovic, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Also has a steal. He's the highest efficiency player for, those are the 2 highest efficiency players for New Zealand. I thought Samuel really was terrific. There you see with that bounce pass. We saw him with the dunk, and we also saw Samuel hit that three-pointer, and just a great display by him. 18 for Ramos, 16 for Ravena, but that's been pretty much it. They haven't gotten what they've needed really out of Kwame. And I don't know, I guess maybe it's the style of game hasn't favored him in that respect. Well, if you want the latest stats, news, information, features, whatever, you need to download the app. Just scan it into your smartphone, that QR code. I mean, even if Philippines make their free throws, they're still trailing. That's how good New Zealand have been today, but still chance for Gilas to come back. Ramos strong with the basketball, gets it to the corner, and Ravena misses. An excellent effort there by Rob Lowe on the rebound to knock it away, because it looked like Kwame was in position to go right up for the putback. Oh boy, just tough. Vodanovic, he's going to be a New Zealand legend after this game. Type of game he's had. plenty of food for thought. And now Kwame not able to pick up the basketball after the pass from Bullock. And then Brewster goes down, tries to dunk it, and is denied. Here we are, Pagoy. Here's Brewster. Over to the low. And a push will be called on Ramos. I love the spirit that this game is being played in. Look at Vodanovic here. He has a little bit of old school in him, doesn't he? And look at Brewster. Look at the great competitiveness. Oh boy, it looked like he got fouled by. Looks like he got fouled by Ravena. Got him on the arm or the wrist. He wouldn't have noticed. Samuel and Taylor Britt not quite able to handle it, but again, Bullock got his hand on it, went out of bounds. Again, let's go back to that topic that we had earlier, selection dilemma. We know there are a lot of frontline players for New Zealand that probably Pedro Cameron is penciling their names in. They will name ultimately the roster if they qualify for the FIBA Basketball World Cup, which I'm pretty sure they will. But who, you know, there might be 1 or 2 spots, 3 spots maybe up for grabs, maybe 4, I don't know. There we go. 3-point shot is good from Bullock. Gets it back to a 16-point deficit. So that is it. And also, it's not going to be any easier for Philippines to pick their 12. You know, a lot of thought and consideration. You know, Kai Soto will be there. He's not here tonight. Here is Lowe, catching it down low and making it. Bullock steps back. Well, all of a sudden, Bullock is giving us the best version of himself. Brewster, open, back of the cup. And Ravena, who really does get up, doesn't he? You don't realize it, but he's got some hops. And Bullock fouled by Taylor Britt. Ramos. And great follow by Kelly Williams. He puts it up, he gets blocked, and he gets to the line. Great competitive game here. I like it. This Gilas team is putting it out there. Look at Williams, scrapping away, Low not giving anything away. Good, clean, good, hard basketball. Maybe not always clean, but certainly I don't think the coaches would complain about the intensity. You have to have intensity, but you have to have execution and composure. Sometimes the mix is not always right. So Williams adds to the free throw woes of Philippines. And he does get the second one to go. The 40-year-old Kelly Williams, the senior statesman here tonight. Samuel, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Samuel. Goodness. In some respects, he's kind of almost Pedro Cameron-esque in that surprising you with everything that he can do, but I think he probably has more hops than Pedro. Harris gets down, and the pass goes off. of Rusbach. Look at Samuel. He just he goes right at the biggest guy on the other team and just doesn't faze him. And nice play by Ravenna. Now back to a 15-point game, and I think it's this refuse to go down quietly spirit of Philippines, which is preventing Pedro Cameron from getting some of the other guys in the game, because this thing isn't over, and he knows it. Tough shot, Samuel. Oh! I am speechless. Revelation. Samuel has been utterly sensational today. And he's loving every minute of it. He's got 12 points. There's Ramos. So Joe Cook Green is in the game right now, getting his first minutes, number 11. He cuts, and somehow the pass ends up to him. He passes it back outside. 3-point shot not there. Here comes Ravenna. Oh, did he walk? I thought he might have walked, but a foul called. Look at this. Does he walk? No, he doesn't. I don't know why I thought he did. Look at Samuel. Every single play of his is a highlight reel play. He's unbelievable. He is scoring that. Not only did he go at Kawami before, but that time a fadeaway and he still scores it. And that foul puts 30 Ravenna on the free throw line. Well, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and they're talking about it over on the sidelines. They gotta go see the free throw shooting doctor. And you said Charez just showed you exactly what everybody's thinking. It's gotten inside of his head. And it happens in sports. Doesn't matter what sport. Sometimes there are things that you have to be able to do with consistency, with regularity, whether it's, or, you know, where you really have to focus and concentrate, like making a putt in golf, throwing a strike in baseball. Trying to think of a rugby term that might work. Maybe something with the throw in. And sometimes it gets inside your head, and all of a sudden you are just completely psyched out. So that's what they were saying, I think, about the missed free throws from Ravenna. So the sad reality is for the Philippines, they're 10 of 23 from the free throw line. And again, you cannot expect to win a game shooting that type of percentage. And another three-pointer for the Philippines, putting the finishing touches on a big win. That was Rusbach, his second. And, well, you know what? If you're the Philippines, it bothers you a lot that you have shot the way you have from the free throw line, because you know that you have robbed yourself of making this a close game down the stretch and having a chance to win it. You know you're better than what you showed tonight, but at the end of the day, you're as good as what the score says you are, and they've got to get to work. They got to start spending some more time. Rusbach gets in low, taps it in, and the lead goes up to 23 points. All smiles for New Zealand as they get another big win.
Let's push. 10 minutes, pare. 10 minutes. Huwag niyo papakita, ganun lang kadali.
Let's go to the second ball screen. Flash. Okay, let's get to the second ball screen. Okay. Troy.
Troy.
Okay, let's go to the second ball screen. So let's go flash. Go through Troy to the corner. Come out here, Dwight. Okay. Run the ball screen with Ange. If there's nothing there, okay.
So here are the highlights again, and New Zealand 15 points for Rob Lowe, 10 rebounds, double-double. These guys, New Zealand are, you know, I think in some respects the players of today and even the players of 2 decades ago are kind of tired of hearing about 2002. They don't want to hear about it. They want to win now. That was then, this is now, and they want to be a leading team in international basketball again. And I think that the display that we've seen today just illustrates more than anything the attitude of New Zealand, that they are coming after you. It doesn't matter who they've got out on the court, they are coming after you. And it's going to be exciting to see how this team kind of progresses, evolves. I would personally think they're going to be at the World Cup. I don't think there's any doubt about it. There's a drive, and Brewster puts it up and in. And even as some of these guys won't make the World Cup, part of me thinks, well, God, why don't we have the World Cup, maybe, in Philippines, Indonesia, Japan, and then we kind of have like a, almost like an extra World Cup alongside it and play it at the same time. Maybe the same champs, and have those guys ready to go if somebody gets injured. I don't know, because these guys have all demonstrated that they are really solid players. That probably makes absolutely no sense what I just said. But these guys are not just making up the numbers. They are good, and it is fun watching all of them, especially these Tall Blacks today. They have had a lot of standout performances. Here, drifting in, banking it in, Roger Pagoy. The drive. Kawami. And scrap for the basketball. Low. Now up to Pagoy, gets it back to Ravenna. Somebody was shouting and one, but there was nobody really contested the shot. I think, you know, Philippines know they're not 24 points worse than New Zealand. They can they make their free throws. It's a different game. And you know that Chop Reyes is stewing over there on the sidelines because he wants to see Philippines start to build some momentum. So the interesting thing is that both of these teams, well, New Zealand especially, but the Philippines know they're going to be in the second round. India know they're going to be in the second round. New Zealand going to be in the second round. You know, why have we seen this intensity today from New Zealand? Well, first of all, you need intensity. Oh, good. See, Ty Winters checked into the game. Here he is. But absolutely, without a doubt, every one of these games is important. They need to get as many wins as possible because they carry these wins over into the second round. So New Zealand not wanting to take any chances. And they have come out and claimed a big win today. And the foul, Ferguson, Ravena fouls him. Great sportsmanship there by Samuel to go up and give a low 5 to Ravena. I think recognizing he's really competed hard today. So again, every game, you know the Philippines have qualified, you know Japan have qualified, but for everybody else, these first round wins, even though they know they're going to the second round, like New Zealand today. Every game is important for them. So in any event, they will be carrying wins over to the second round. And you need as many wins as possible as you try to clinch a spot in the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Well, in the game, JD Tungkab missing the jump shot and pass. Tried to save it in bounds to get it to Ty Wynyard. .6 seconds remains. And Ravena launches it from midcourt. Well, really competitive game up into the fourth quarter, and Philippines just kind of fade at the end. New Zealand win it 88-63 over the Philippines. Well, it's great to see those players going through the line to shake hands as a show of sportsmanship, and it's a real honor to come out and to play these games, and they want to do it in the right way. So solid effort here for New Zealand. They hear the applause. And you look at the numbers and you can digest them if you want. Clearly the free throw issues were major problem for the Philippines. The game was pretty close at the time. And New Zealand just dominated the boards, winning that battle by 20. And the Philippines players raised their hands up to the fans, thanking them for coming out. Ravena had a game high 23, Ramos 18, Bullock 10. For Philippines, 20 apiece for Vodanovic and Brewster, 15 for Rob Lowe. Well, here's a look back at the highlights. Very solid performance from the Tall Blacks today, who improved to 2-0. I don't know. I'm trying to think who the guy that really stood out for me the most, because you know the likes of Prooster, you know the likes of Samuel are what they're going to provide. You know Vodanovic is solid. I'm guessing it's probably Tane Samuel who really kind of stood out for me as a guy that has a lot to like about his game. And there he is catching that pass. Oh no, that was Vodanovic, excuse me. Don't want to steal Vodanovic's thunder. But Samuel, all he did was come out today and do a little bit of everything to help New Zealand win the basketball game. So I'll just give you his overall stats. Samuel finished with 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. But trust me, all 12 of those points were scored in spectacular fashion. And he was 2 of 2 from deep. He had a couple of assists, including that sublime bounce pass. So a very interesting player to keep an eye on, all of these guys. And Rob Lowe, as you would expect, came out, had a big game, 15 points, 10 rebounds. He was only 2 of 8 from deep. No, yeah, 2 of 8 from deep. Prooster was pretty good. Didn't make a 3, he was 0 of 4, but he was 6 of 15 overall with 7 rebounds, 6 assists. And leading the defensive effort today for the Tall Blacks, well, they only came up with 2 steals, surprisingly. But also Ben Gold had a block. So again, they go to 2-0 New Zealand. And that confirms that the standings, Philippines 1-1, India 0-2. Remember, Korea were in this group, but they have been disqualified after a couple of forfeits. So all 3 of these teams will be moving on to the second round. And of course, every single game is important, even for those teams. Every single game that still remains in the first round is still important, because those wins carry over to the second round. So things did not go according to plan for the Philippines today. For Shot Rays, we saw some good things from them. Saw some poor free throw shooting. We saw some effort, some intensity, but we saw a lot of good things from New Zealand.